Hi, I'm Doug, and these are Wycliffe's Words. As I was reading through my Wycliffe Bible, I came across a passage in which the Apostle Paul sternly admonishes the church at Thessalonica to avoid any kind of evil spice. I looked at that sentence and drew a blank. I had no idea what he was talking about. I mean, I'm not too fond of cloves, but I wouldn't exactly call them evil. This obviously called for some further investigation. My research into this funny phrase brought to mind a story I heard many years ago. A college student walked into the school bookstore at the beginning of the semester and asked for a copy of Oranges and Peaches. The poor clerk was flummoxed. She asked the student to repeat the title. Oranges and Peaches, he said. I don't think we have that book. I've never heard of it. Is it for a class? Yes, the student said. Dr. Jones assigned it for my biology class. Oranges and Peaches. Okay, that might have something to do with botany. What's the course number? The student told her, and she consulted her list of textbooks and required reading. No, there's no book here by that name, she said. Well, there has to be. He said it today in class, and he said we could get it at the bookstore. The clerk consulted her list again, and it finally jumped out at her. Could it have been called Origin of Species? That's it! Well, it turns out that Paul wasn't warning us to avoid evil spices. He was warning us to avoid evil species. It's easy to see once you play around with the pronunciation a little bit. The word specie, spelled like spice in Middle English, simply means a type, kind, or sort. A species of animal is a kind or sort of animal distinct from others. So now that we have that cleared up, is Paul telling us to steer clear of evil animals? By no means, to borrow another one of his favorite phrases. He's telling us to steer clear of all kinds or all sorts of evil. Wait, what? All of them? Yes, each and every one of them. Sometimes we justify our favorite sin, that one we don't really want to give up, by looking at all the bad things we don't do. I'm so good at all these other areas. You don't expect me to be perfect, do you? Well, yes. As a matter of fact, he does. So what's your greatest temptation? Sexual sin? Abstain from it. Gossip? Not a word. Anger? Cool it. Greed? Let it go. Pride? Step down. Stubbornness? Move on. Whatever the sin is, fight it. Flee from it. Be ye perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. Oh, we'll never get there, but it's our duty to try with all our might. Oranges and peaches is a funny mistake, but sin of any species is no laughing matter. And those are Wycliffe's words. See you again next week.